Alrighty. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's 8:30 a.m. in here where I am, East Coast, US of A. And it is 10:30 p.m. in Tokyo. So the two financial centers there's many financial centers on the earth, but without a doubt, they are two of them. And so we see that the day is beginning and the day has ended. And Europa, it is in the middle of its thrust, kind of towards the end, with a couple more hours of trading. So let's see what we got going on today. You can see the dollar index over there on J4X. We'll point it out right there. You see the dollar is, trying to go down a little bit, but you can see the fast stochastic is moving up, so there's probably a little pressure on the upside. And then when we look at it over on Chicago Quant Technologies, let's take a peek at that right there. Where are you? That's the S&P 500 coming off of its lows of the day. Little push on the downside. Remember, we have triple witching. That's right, triple expiration. And so it becomes, I don't know why they blame witches. Could be triple warlock. But they do. And they have for a very long time. I think it's what it really came down to, switching. That's what it came down to. So they called it triple witching. And so what happens is that the options from the quarterly expire today. Some expire in 57 minutes. The stock indices for the S&P 500 futures contract, the ES and so forth, the Dow, the Tech 100, they expire in 56 and a half minutes. And then we have stock options that expire. We have I think some SPYs also. Some of the ETFs may expire this morning, and some expire this evening. I'm not sure. I forget how it plays out. They have changed some of the stuff around, so it is drifting there. But I know on the future side, that's where they are. And there's 2.7. I think last I saw was 2.7 trillion? Let me see what the number is again. Yeah, 2.9 trillion option expiration on the opening. So that's not 2.9 billion. That's not 2.9 million. That is 2.9 trillion of option expiring. Let's see, what do we have here? See if I can find some other data that might be fun for you to hear. It's a fun fact on a Friday. Remember Dukascopy with Greta and Polina? We used to do the Friday fun. We would talk about fun things. So we'll try to take a look at some of the ways that the reality has a fun component to it. So we weren't really blaming witches. It is switching. It's switch. So they called it triple switch or triple witch. I guess I don't know why they put the W in there. Triple witch. I guess it didn't make any sense, so they just called it witch. And that's what's really going on, is the switch is going on. What else? Can I see any more data? There's probably some European data too, which viewed by jittery suspicion market. Let's see, what do we got here? China is moving to ring fence as its banking sector, and equity index futures dropped 0.3%, reversing a similar gain. And the STOXX in Europe, the 600 index, paired an advance and turned negative. So we're seeing that expiration have an effect on the products. And as you saw as we tuned in, let's go back to that tuned in right there. You can see the S&P this morning during the beginning of Europe was right there, basically. It was just kind of cruising around. What time is that? There you go. There is, we'll find it in a second. Right there is the opening of Europe. You can see it popped up for about an hour and a half. That's Switzerland, London, Milan, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, all of them. Somewhere in, let's see, I guess in Spain it would be down in, I'm seeing the letters and I'm running a blank. But anyway, it's that's what's going on there. And so you can see the pressure when we go into a sell, and it just kept on sliding and sliding. And now we're just trying to dig our heels in a little bit. The white line is broken, the manifold. So we'll see. Remember, we have, 53 minutes to go. So it'll be very entertaining at the end of the show. We might see some of the wild movement. All right. And so we go back to the dollar index itself right there. And you can see the dollar is moving down a little bit, but we are 3 days now in a daily buy, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. If nothing else, it's really gone down a little bit. Let's put the little green line in there. And we are in the weekly buy still when it comes to our math there. And when we go back over to J4X to see how it matches up to this, we throw the weekly in, and there she blows, the great white whale. Now you can see here we've been in a weekly buy there, but this week we're piercing, and you can see the fast-moving stochastic breaking down through the slow-moving stochastic, whereas the same thing here, our fast-moving algorithm has broken the zero line, and the slow is underneath the manifold, which is a very negative sign when the two of those are clashing, kind of moving in the same direction like that. Now, if it had been a big piercing, where they joined in the same week, that can be really explosively fun. Morning, Robin. Oh, no, that's not Robin. Big guy. Jojo! It's me over in Jersey. Just a few miles away from you. Is that Jojo, the big guy? Cool. So index expires at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, as well as currency options expire. No, currency options expire at the close on today. So, but there are some, what do they call them? Customized. There are some customized options that expire. Yeah, and I think that there are some SPYs, quarterly SPYs. The quarterly SPYs may have been moved into the morning, and then the monthly and weekly SPYs are in the afternoon. I think that's how that works for the ETF. So normally it's always at the close of Friday, or depending on obviously, no, they have 2-day options too over there. So, but let's put it this way. Yeah. I am not Jojo. You're not Jojo. I'm in Canada. Oh, okay. Me and Jojo never got along. He was a senator, and I was the opposition party here in New Jersey, and they always refer to us as Northern Delaware because we're closer to, we're more involved in Delaware than we are in Trenton. So, I thought it was Jojo the monkey for a minute. Okay, alrighty. So now let's. Where do we go from here? Oh yes. So that's what it comes down to, big guy. You're not getting. Are you getting a slice of JoJo's money from China? Boy, that whole family's got millions and millions from that. That's really funny. That's going to be entertaining as it plays out. We all knew it. Now they're actually showing it. The Congress has started to follow the audit trail, and there's like cash, like 30 grand here or 60 grand there, goes to like a niece, and JoJo gets 10% of it, and his brother gets a slice of it, and his son gets a slice of it, and his dead son gets a slice of it, and it goes on and on and on. JoJo, you don't know who JoJo is? He's our fearless leader. He's like Dudley Do-Right. He is El Presidente of the United States of America. JoJo. Joe Biden. JoJo. Yeah, I talk about him from here because on a personal level. Because we have to put up with him more than most of the human beings in the United States have had to do for all these 50 years. Yeah, JoJo. The monkey. I always see, when I talk to him before he became president, he was like, you ever see those little wind-up monkeys with the cymbals in their hand going ching, 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 ching? That's what I always think of Joe. And he's a vicious guy. And you got to be right vicious with him back, or he'll eat you alive. Anyhow, back to the expiration. Yeah, so you can see here the dollar index is, and I is just flirting around now, trying to break down, which we keep on expecting if it wasn't all this chaos going on. anything's possible. He's not exactly. Let's put it this way: he's a few fries short for a Happy Meal. So you don't know what he's doing. I mean, I've seen him walk through bushes. I've seen him stumbling around, saying things that make no sense. And that was while he was just an active senator. When he became vice president, it even got worse. Then I didn't want him to get near him at all, ever. So, anyhow, what do we got here? So that's that. Let's go over to the euro and see what's up with the euro. Euro on the wall. And there's the euro right there. And you can see the euro is in a 3-day sell, but it seems to find a way to go higher these last 2 days than go down. You can see the weekly here. Let's see if we can emphasize it a little better. You can see here the fast has been through the zero line for a couple weeks. No, I'm sorry. It's just going through it this week. It's been hanging up there. And the slow is starting to break the manifold. So it's like, it's confirming what we're seeing over on the dollar index where they're trying to roll over, but it hasn't happened yet. Timothy, let's get you up on the screen. How's Kenya this evening? It's early evening now, right? Late afternoon. Let's see. It's late afternoon now, right? Let's see if we go like this. Move that to there like so. We slide over to there like so. Is that it? Yeah. What do we do here? How do we get those guys out? Where are they? That's not it. It should be there. Where did they go? Where did they go? There they are. There's one. And there's one. And then we go like this. There we are. And then we go like this again. And then we take... There's the 1 minute. We'll put it up. Whoop. We got to disconnect it. There's the 1 minute. Put that up there. Cable keeps on looking very, very comfortable. Very strong. And then disconnect this one. We'll move it over to there. And there we are. You can see the 15 minute has been in the sell since here. It popped up, but it's still in the sell. It's trying. Matter of fact, right there in 1 minute, it may close in a buy. Let's see. Look at that. It's at 16. It's green plus 64 now. So it's 0.00080. Oh, looks like you got 59 seconds to get that thing into the buy. You can see on the 1 minute, it's been in the buy for 4 minutes now. And it's been mumbling and bumbling around, trying to get towards that, up. And it has gone up from where it went in the buy from. Where did it go in the buy from? Went in the buy from here. So went up higher, then went down. Now, look at her flirting with the sell. And here we got 27 seconds for the, look at 16.96. You're dancing. It's dancing. Watch it dance. Watch them trade. Metho! TGIF, Metho. TGIF. Kenya is evergreen. That sounds so nice. So, evergreen. I like that. So there you go. There goes the 15 minute. And what did it do? It closed in a buy. So let's see if this thing keeps perking up. Let's see if the 1 minute keeps on staying in buys. All right. Now what we'll do is we will make the... move this over like that. So when we go to this page, you can see that. Like so. There's the S&P 500 playing with the lows of the day again. So. All right. Now... let's dance our way over to the cable itself. Let's see what the cable looks like. Right there. Cable. Right there. There's cable. And you can see it's in a daily sell, and the fast is through the weekly buy. Let's move that line down there. There it is. See, it's plus 58 on the green even. They're both in the buy. So that could be a really good sign of strength in the product if you're playing the long side. A golden day. That sounds so nice. TGIF is right. That's the way I feel about it, big guy. Oh, man. Fridays to me, especially after the markets close, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Indeed, indeed. All right, so from there, we can see the cable trying to show its firmness. We can see the cable in a 1-minute bar for Timothy and a 15-minute bar for Timothy. You see it showing its strength there and doing its thing. Now, from there, we'll go over to J4X. And we'll look at the same thing. The cable right here, we'll put it up on J4X. Right there it is. This is the weekly. You see it's trying to turn up also, just like our weekly is turning up. And we got a green right there, which is pretty cool. We got a green up top here at the moment. We have a red and a green. It's still going through its stages of changing from a downtrend to an uptrend. And then we go and look at it on a daily basis right there. And you can see there a couple days of red, and now it's jumping back in the green. Even more matching up. You can see that there. Red, red, and then green, red. It's going through the stages of change. It's like a metamorphosis. You know, metamorphosis. And that's where we are with the cable. Remember, traders, if you have a desire to see any particular product, just put it up on the chat line. We'll go look at it. You're watching for daily buys. Yeah, I bet. I mean, I think, you can see it here on J4X. It's got room to go. I mean, these are these super low all-time lows right there. And so is that super? That's like even earlier than, that's even like Brexit low. Let's take a look all the way back to Brexit and put like a monthly up in there and see what that looks like. Yeah, it's like it's took out the Brexit low even. They were running towards the dollar so hard. Oh my God, they ran towards it like a stampede in the Serengeti. It was like, oh my God, they just running towards the dollar. Luckily, we're starting to get away from that, thank goodness. And you can see here back on the daily, they're trying to press up here with no problem. After the markets close, we would have winner chicken dinner from earlier in the day. That is a goodie. That is a real goodie, big guy. Any particular product you like to trade that you care to have us look at, or you don't have to say anything. It's okay. Believe me, we're just happy that you're here, dialoguing. That's just as much fun for me. And when you ask questions on a product, we all learn. We find something, I find something, you find something, we find something. Indeed. All right, let's jump over to the magical Swiss right there. And as you can see there, the Swiss is, that was when the banking thing got totally freaked out. And now it seems like they're calming down and trying to roll over. We're 3 days, as you can see right there, in a buy. And the weekly is going, look at that. The fast is breaking hard south. And the slow, the green slow is, in this case here, moving up and breaking the top side of the manifold. So, I figured that we see what happens on Monday. If they both join the move that way, whoa, something's wrong in the ops. Yen, let's check out yen. We found the yen a little interesting more than usual. They usually work in lockstep with the Swiss. Ever since the beginning of the Credit Suisse problem in the private bank, the yen and the Swiss marched together for like 5 months. But something seems to be breaking away here now. See that? It's moving down and gaining against the dollar where the Swiss is losing against the dollar. I tried to get into the buy yesterday. There was a red dot there yesterday. I don't know what's going on there now, but it's still breaking down, and we're still in the sell. And you can see both the weekly slow and the weekly fast algorithm piercing the zero line. Let's move that zero line down right there. And you can see the slow is breaking the manifold. So I think it wants to go to the 125 area. Yeah, notice it's been like the last 3 or 4 days. You know what it looks like Tell me what you think since you trade it. Does it look like a flight to safety? They're running towards the yen for safety? It looks like to me. I'll let you ponder that. But it has that look to it like a flight to safety. Whereas it seems like the opposite with the Swiss, which is kind of odd, you know. I always think of the Swiss as a place to run to when need be, you know. Another sip of the tea there, excuse me. But it does. It has that look to it like it's a flight to safety. Doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. We saw that on Wednesday. You know, when we saw this big move here, the green and the red, and the next day it was up, but we had a red dot. I'm not sure why the red dot has disappeared, but, you know, I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and then I'll go back and look at the data later on to make sure it matches up to the banks and the exchange, that type of thing. And, oh, there you go. What do we got? We got 7 minutes. Timothy, you can see that. They're still moving sideways up. What did they do? Oh, here you go. The 1 minute fell into the sell there, broke down to there, and now it's trying to inch its way back into the buy again. Interesting. Very good. That 1 minute's doing a fine job. Yeah, the yen is doing something kind of interesting there. Let's put it up on J4X. But yeah, look at that. That has all the look in the world like a flight to safety. Okay, let's put her up there. And there is the yen right there. You can see all that nice red on the dailies. And you can see we're buried down towards the bottom end of the stochastic range itself. And the green is trying to go minus again. Look at that right there. You know, when you go look at it this way. Look at that. It's trying to break down. It's right underneath there. So there's something going on there. They don't want to, let's put it this way, they definitely want to keep on buying it. That's for sure. And then when we go take a peek at the weekly view of it all, it's doing the same thing. It's giving us that rollover. Now, where did the... No, I'm confused. That's that. What happened to the slow? Did we turn it off somehow? Let me go back to the daily. It's there. So why are we not seeing it on the weekly? Oh, there it is. Okay. So you can see right there, it's breaking down too. You know, it's trying to, you know, I think it wants to go to the, I think it wants to take out the 27 low. I think it wants to go back to that 25. But we've been expecting that area, and we've seen it. It got to the lows 27s on the last move. We were expecting, we were mumbling about 25 when it was at like 30, you know, 43 when it started to break down. The moment we started to get red on a weekly, I started mumbling about, we're going to 25. You know? Because that's that support that we had way back. Ambrose, GM to you, and NDX, which is NDX. That's not NDQ, right? NDX. So that would be New Zealand, right? NDX New Zealand? Let me just see. I think it is NDX. Let me just punch that in the 4X. NDX. Oh, no. It's the NQs, isn't it? It's the NQs. NASDAQ. Okay, here we go. Let's go over to there. That goes through Triple Witch, too, in 34 minutes. There we are right there. That's acting very strong. I like that. Look at that. It does look strong there. I haven't looked at it this morning. It's only down 30 points. It's nothing. I mean, I think the S&Ps are down 30 points. You know what I mean? So they are not running away from the tech. And look at it. It's throwing itself into the weekly. Both the slow and the fast. Let's see if we can make this bigger. There we are. Yeah, look at that. It is launching itself through there. Right there. You see that? Here it comes. You're going to see it in a few seconds. There it is. It's launching itself through there. Yeah, the weekly. It's you know, was it? It's like I said. It's down 29.75. You know, 30 basically. and I think the S&P 500 is down 30, or if not more. So 28. So yeah, the NQs are looking very good. Let's put QQ up there for you too. Where will we go here? We go like file open. Where do I have it? I guess I have it right here on indices. Not many people ask for the QQQ. It might take some cleaning up to see what we need to do there, because I don't think I've been paying attention to it that much. I watch it during the end of the day. Yeah, it doesn't even have. We don't even have data. I mean, like there's the green. That's where the buy went in. You see that the weekly's doing the same thing, right there. I don't even have the dots turned on. When it comes to the stocks, sometimes I just don't use the dots. It's kind of interesting. All the other algorithms. Let's see, where is it at? Add. Oh, there they are. Okay. Let's see. No, go like that. We got to go add. Let's do it this way. Close. Insert. Indicator. Add that way. And let's move this over out of the way. And let's see. There it is. And then add again. There we are. Close. Okay, yeah. So it went into the buy there. We're going to save that now that we have two people asking about it. I just followed the, what is that all about? That's 17. Let's see if we can fix that too. Might be the setting. Let's go to defaults. Let's see what the setting is. Let's try this. Well, that didn't work either. I want to get rid of. There's the buy. See, that's where's that? That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, I want to get rid of that because I don't think it made that type of move. So we need to find a way to fix that. Let's see. We're gonna fix that. Does it pre-hours and post-hours on me? Let's see. Oh, I know what I have to do. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Oh, that didn't work either. All right, let's try it this way. One more try. Nothing up my sleeve. Some fan mail from some flounder. Let's see. Regular hours. Let's try this. There we go. Okay. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then now we need to put Friday in. So let's see if we can get it to react correctly now. Okay, there we are. So these data feeds and these multiple exchanges really shake everything up. Drives me crazy. So now let's go like that. Nah, it's still doing that. All right. Either way, it's trading at up here. And I do believe that the line is still on an upwardly curve, and that is not today's low. So don't worry about that. And it's not affecting the weekly at all because the weekly is only paying attention to the last price. And that is it. So don't worry about that. And when it comes to the daily, same situation. Now you can see here it went into the sell there. That was good. Yeah, it follows its rules very well. It does. It goes into the sell right here. Kind of a little sloppy, but we're in a weekly buy, so it's awful hard to want to be short, that type of thing, you know? But there's QQQ and NDQ. Yeah, that's it, NDQ. Well, no, you know what? The index is NDX, but also sometimes New Zealand is used. Some people use the Kiwi. I think they use ND also. And sometimes they throw an NDX in there for Forex. There's too many exchanges, not too many. There's a lot of exchanges now, and there's a lot of different symbols, or the same symbol being used, but they have data feeds. It messes with me. But anyway, that's where it's at. and we brought it to you, which is cool. So it looks like it's going to throw itself into the weekly buy with no problem. Remember, now we're going to be like on Fed watch going into next week because, I think he's going to raise a quarter point and then he's going to be conciliatory in conversation. Look how Europe was treated with the 50%. Most of this weakness we may be seeing this morning literally might be triple witching. When you have over 3,000, you have it's 2.9. You have 3 trillion in expiration in 28 and a half minutes. Somebody's moving something in front of it. Like they know that maybe they want to buy it. So you take it down. So they start pushing on it. And this way they can get into it. And then maybe the triple witch will push it up. I've seen that happen too many times. So anything's possible. Can also keep on going down. Front running it. That type of thing. So, did that satisfy you guys? If you have any other questions about NDQ and the futures or the ETF, the QQQ, we can try to hunt them down more. You want to look at them deeper? Oh, hey, Timothy, look at that. That weekly buy is still holding on with the chin for 45 minutes. And what do we got? We got 12 minutes to go. But it's looking all right. And the minute buy there did all right. Jumped in at 121.35, and we're trading at 121.42. Nice deal there. So, all right. Where was I at, traders? Anybody want to see anything else? If not, I'll just go back to what were we looking at? We were looking at the yen. So I'll go over to the Turkish lira. But if you have any other things you want to say about the NQs or the QQQ, just say it on the chat line, and we'll go right back to it in a heartbeat. Okay. All right. Let's go to where's it at? Right there. Let's go take a look at the Turkish lira, and there it is. The Turkish lira is just whack at this point. Just parked in the 20s area. They have their wild moves, to 22 or down to 16 on given days because of the illiquidity and the lack of strength in the what do you call it? What do you call it? Let me shrink this back down again. What they call the government, the central bank there. They just don't seem to have any real power to have any influence, or maybe this is the plan. This is what former Prime Minister Erdogan plans. He wanted to devalue the currency so he could bring in more commerce and business. That's why usually people do that, and it creates a lot of inflation, but it brings in foreign capital. I don't think they're growing that much that it's helping any, but we'll see. Especially when your currency's gone from 1 to 1 with the dollar up to 20 to 1 on the dollar. That's an ouch. That's a major league ouch. All right. From there, we go over to, let's put it up on J4X at the same time. The euro. Right there. Euro, Turkish lira, and you can see it there too, doing the same thing and getting into the buy. It's turning up, just as we are doing the same thing right here. It's trying to turn up. Now, the slow-moving algo is still dragging its feet, but it is through the manifold. That's a positive for the longs and a weakness for the shorts. At the same time, the fast algo is already broken the zero line. So we'll see what they do with that. But for you QQNQ traders, that weekly is screaming hot. Screaming. Wear gloves when you try to grab it. Boy, that looks like fun. All right, from there we go over to two currencies. We go to the CAD, and we look at the South African Rand and compare them to two different commodities. For the CAD, it's the crude oil right there, and as you can see, yeah, that's right. As you can see there, it's been on a downwardly trend for a couple weeks. And as you see there on J4X, That's the weekly. Just put the daily up there. You can see the daily has been on an upwardly trend for a few weeks and installed with all the politics and the financial banking thing. Is going nowhere. It rolled over a little bit even. And, we've seen oil. This is oil here. We've been in a sell since back here in the 76, 77 area. And it's been a daily sell for the whole ride down. And you can see the weekly this week started to right off pushing into the hard side. Definitely pushing into the sell. So you see that pressure in the energy sector. I think oil wants to go down into the low 60s. I really do. I think we're going to see. I've mentioned it off and on now for about a week. HR1 is going through the Congress. They're going to try to hold big guys. So it was just JoJo. They're going to try to hold JoJo's feet to the fire. So we'll see. Because I think you can get. There's going to be a good vote in both the Senate and the House to support letting us drill oil. So, and that will take a third of the inflation right out. Chunk. Crush it. Ambrose says, J4X, when you put your cursor, there is some information showing what is that. Let's see. Right here? That's the fast stochastic, which is the green. And that's the fast D. And then the dotted line is the slow D of a slow stochastic. So I matched two stochastics against each other. This outperforms the MACD all the time. Outperforms the moving averages all the time. It's a very advanced public indicator that I put together, just by overlaying them against each other. The Market Technicians Association says that stochastics is a lagging indicator and MACD is and RSI are leading indicators, but this beats them every time when you use two stochastics in different reference frames. So, is that a reference frame? No, in the same reference frame. No, you can't have two different reference frames. That's the little battle about relativity, about the two different reference frames in the same time, simultaneous. So in this case here, it's one reference frame, but two paths, a slow D and a fast D. Now, normally when you look at stochastics, there's a slow D and a fast D. There's a slow D and a slow K. And in a fast stochastic, there's a fast K and a fast D. And what I do is I cut them out altogether and I just go with the Ds. The Ds are much more interesting and more accurate. That's the key. That's what makes them interesting. They're accurate. So we do this. We call this is Doc's Manhattan Indicator. That's what we call it, the Manhattan Indicator. Because it was a couple of physicists that talked to me about, one physicist in particular told me about when they were building the nuclear bomb out in Los Alamos. He was in charge of the computer at Stony Brook. And so they were fooling around with this back in the 40s, using it against stocks. Before Oppenheimer would send them stuff around 10 in the morning, which was 7 Los Alamos time. And remember, they all get up. They're they're scientists, so they get up 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. They start working. Their minds are fresh. By 7 o'clock they have staff meetings. By 8 o'clock they're starting to, or 8 o'clock staff meeting. By 8:30, Oppenheimer is sending calculations to Stony Brook to do where a mainframe was hidden and parked there to work on the Manhattan Project. There was a few of them around. One at IAS and one in Chicago and one at the University of Pennsylvania, and I forget, there was a few others around. And so, because it was cooler, temperatures were cooler, they couldn't have a mainframe out in the middle of Los Alamos, And so they didn't want to let anybody know about Los Alamos. So Oppenheimer sends his information around 8:30 his time, and that is 11:30 our time. The New York Stock Exchange has been trading for like an hour, and they had nothing better to do but use the computer to play with the stocks. Okay, slow is 2. Oh no, here I'll show you. 5. Let me show you. I'll make it easier for you. So let's go like this. Edit indicator. This is the, which one is this? This is the fast, and all we're using is the fast. I'm sorry, this is the slow. Is this the slow? Yeah, this is the slow. So we're using just the D, and we put in the time period for the D a 3. We threw 3 in there for the slow K, and 5 into the fast period, and it's a low high, a smooth moving average. That's what they do. That's what SMA is. Okay, and then we go and look at the fast, and there's the fast. So there's the K, has the 5 in it, but we're using a 3 again in the D, and the smoothing average is there, and that's what we do. They lay over each other. How's that? How did I do it? Let me think. How did I do it? I don't want to wreck this one. I'll work on that and try to figure it out. I forget how I did it. I think what happens is that you create them. The one's above and one's below, and then there's a way of joining them together with I forget. Let's see. Let's make it larger. So let's do this. Where are we at on this? Let's just move out of. We'll leave this up over here, but I'm going to move it over like that. Actually, we should go the other way so Timothy can't see. But either way, let's go like this. Let's move this over like that. Can we do it that way? How's that? Does that help? Yeah, that does it. I want to make it so Timothy can see at the same time. So let's see what we do here. Like that. And like that. Oh, we can move this over now like that. There's this. This is J4X. Let's see. How did we do it? Let me think. Was it down here? Clone, was it? One of these things did it. I don't want to do it because I'll blow it up and then I'll get trapped. But I will work on it for Monday. I'll find out how to move them together. Okay. Let's see that. Now that's Ambrose. Okay. Let's see. Now for big guy, he says slow. What numbers do you use? Okay. You moved the screen too much for the side. Oh, okay. Oh, is it over here, Janos? Do you know how we can combine these things together like we did before? It was the right click on the setting of the indicator. There was an add button of some sort. Okay, let's try that again. Right click. Let's see, let me read that again. It was a right click on the setting of the indicator. Okay. A range? Maybe it was a range. Move to? I think it was this. I think it was the move to. Add an indicator. Second one from above. Okay. So that's what it was. And then you moved it down. Okay. That kind of makes sense. I kind of remember that. That makes sense. It wasn't that hard. I just don't want to blow me up, because then I got to go fish for that, and we got only 15 minutes left. But at least we were exploring it. Let's see, like that. So you put the indicator in, put the second indicator in, right click it. It opens the doorway for arranging it. Let's see, bring forward, bring backward. I think this is it. Move to. I think that's what it was. To a new pane. I think that's how it worked. Picks what needs to be added together to the first one. Okay, that's what it is. Excellent. Okay. Thank you, Giannis. Who says you're goofing off on Friday? Not me. Johnny on the spot. Very good. I hope that helps you, Big Guy and Bruce. That should help you out. You're out of here. What is it? It's only like 6 in the evening, right? It's time for liquid refreshment. Are you healthy enough for liquid refreshment, for adult beverage? I hear you. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. All right. Giannis is the head analyst for Ducascopy. Let's see. What do we got here? So, that's what we're looking at here. We call that the Manhattan Indicator because of the past history of it. Which is why Jimmy Simon, chain smoker Jimmy from Renaissance, the number one hedge fund in the world known publicly, forever, took over the physics department, and he's a mathematician. He went there to get to the computer. And then he opened up he did that in 67 or 68, I guess it was, when the physics department had fallen apart. 69, something like that. And then he was always trying to, he was trying to sell motorcycles in Brazil, bikes. He was always doing something financially. And so they created listed options, and he moved right in like the rest of us when we saw listed options. And that's the reason why he went there to begin with, to play around with the indicators, probably, because they're still on the computer. I had a friend that was up there doing some work for them about a couple of months ago, and I said, get onto the mainframe, see if the mainframe is still there. And then I realized it's got all kinds of top secret nuclear stuff on it, probably from the 40s still, so he couldn't get near it. They wouldn't even let him near it. Yeah, chain smoker Jimmy. So I think some of his research, you put options together with, with technical analysis, and it makes you pretty accurate. It's very profitable, very, very profitable, very low risk, very high return. And that's the whole idea. That hedge fund was so successful that they bought out the investors and closed it so no one else could use it. I think they have I don't know what they have. They have something, but they're not a hedge fund anymore. And the CFTC was so stupid, or the SEC, or both of them were so stupid, they challenged them and said, you haven't reported your information. And it was like, I'm not a public company anymore. Yeah. Exactly. Now you got it. And he built a nice cafeteria at the Institute of Advanced Studies also. All right. Where are we at from there? From there, where do we go from there? Let's go to... let's take a look at the South African Rand. So we're going to throw the South African Rand up on J4X. Let's do that. There's the South African Rand. You see, it's kind of got that same look like everybody else, minus the yen. The yen does not look that way at all. And let's go put, let's put gold up on J4X. Where are you? Go. It's an X. I know it is. There it is. I see it. There we go. And there's gold trading at almost 1950 at this point. And you can see here, South African Rand goes down in trend when gold goes up in trend. Okay, it's a little fudged right now because of the panic of banking and all that other stuff. So that's the answer to that stuff. So. Where do we go from here? Let's drift over to... Let's take a look at it on Chicago Quant, too. Let's take a look at gold. Not there. Nothing up my sleeve. And there is the gold. You can see, nice upwardly projection, daily buy, weekly gig, right there. It's pushing along. Let's see what the weekly looks like on J4X. This could be literally going into a second week. Let's see, how's our fast? Yeah, so it must be at least 2 green bars on the weekly. Yep, 2 green bars because our fast, as you can see right here, broke through last week. So, let's see. Timothy says, Doc, my dream is to join a hedge fund, trade cable, make at least $50 million, and retire at 35. Okay. What are you going to do at 35? Oh, there's currency. Yeah, out of London, there's a lot of them for sure. I mean, let's put it this way. I think that used to be the epicenter of hedge fund for currencies. I mean, there's some in the States here. They're around. They're around. I'm sure it won't be that hard to find. We can take a look. See if I can find some of them, a list of them or something like that for you. Yeah. And I bet there's someone in closer to you too. In Abu Dhabi, maybe. What's the one with the city? Bahrain? No. What's the big city with the big tallest building and all that? Is it on the Emirates on the Gulf side of the Saudi Arabia? Dubai? Dubai. There's a lot of trading going on through Dubai. So, let's see. Where do we go from here? So, from there, we go and look at... Let's see. There's the gold, and there's the gold. Okay, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And there's the gold right there. Gold, 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 gold. I guess there's still a little issue here. Dubai, yeah. Dubai. I guess there's still a little issue here. Again, there's almost 3 trillion expiring in 6.5 minutes. So, stock indices may not exactly be representing the overall trend, what's going on. But one thing is for sure, NQs and the rest of the stock indices are trying to lift up. So, markets like to anticipate. Like they like to, what? Remember, traders. Remember what the one of the old adages. In other words, one of the expressions on Wall Street was forever and ever. Buy on rumor, sell on news. Right, and so the rumor is that we're coming to the end of the interest rate increases, and so markets are going to be buying on that, and then when it finally happens, then they'll sell. They'll take their profits. Dubai. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, that's what I figured. Big guy said that too. Dubai. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, Timothy, there's probably some funds there too you could look into. And 50 million about equates to what a million was back in the early 60s. So that's I understand that part. I think it's like 43 million to be exact, but you'd be a little over. So you'd be a little more than a millionaire. Exacto. All right. From there, we're done. Oh no, let's look at the allegedly the new brick. Let's see. There's talk of making Mexico is talking about joining the BRICS. So let's take a peek at that. Whoop! I just saw it. There's the Mexican peso. Ever since the news came out, it's not doing exactly what I was hoping for it to do. They're not happy about the idea of the Mexican peso being weighed down by those poor currencies in the BRICS. I mean, if the Mexican peso goes into the BRICS, it will be the strongest of the currencies in the BRICS. It'll outpace the ruble and the Chinese yuan totally, and it'll be as powerful. The Mexican peso will be more powerful than the Chinese yuan, the ruble, and the Brazilian real. Yeah. So, and then who's left in there? Like, the South African rand, right? And then in there, like Portugal maybe, or someone like that's in there maybe. I don't know. But none of those BRICS have any real horsepower, So if they move them, ever since that announcement came out here, the Mexican peso has ripped almost a full point up. It's gone from under 18 to over 19. So obviously people don't like the idea that the Mexican peso is possibly going to be shoved into the BRICS. Indeed. All right. I guess India's in there too. Yeah, I guess India's in there. The ruby. That's a little bit stronger than the group I just mentioned. But I say the Mexican peso is definitely a healthier product than the ruby. Probably equal, maybe in some ways. I don't follow the ruby to know. But I would have to think, since it's the largest population in the world, bigger economy than China, I would have to think that it's got to be and it's a floating currency, no less. So they have a floating currency. What else can you ask for? They have a very good active market. All right, where do we go from here, traders? We got 2.5 minutes to the triple. We're going to keep the broadcast going through the triple just to see the action. So from there, we're going to drift over to, let's go to the metals. Let's see what silver looks like this morning. Where is silver? Right there. There is gold. And let's get Mr. Silver up there. There's silver. Silver kind of hesitating, but still in the daily buy. And the fast now has pierced the zero line today. So we're getting close on that. Wish the green, the slow, would get through the manifold here on the negative side just to get going. It's at minus 49 now at this point. All right, from there we'll go take a look at where we go. There's copper. Copper got smashed down with the banking problem. That's like looking at China, I guess you could say. Wonder I think we looked that up. Let's put that on here. We'll go to J4X. We were looking at that too. There it is right there. And that's the weekly. Let's put the daily in there. Right there. And there's that fixed product they call currency in China. It is moving around a little bit. You can see the bank is moving at not a full tick or anything, but they're just kind of pushing on it. And you can see here it did that slide down too. Let's see if we turn off the hinky. Yeah. So it has that kind of look to it also. There was what is that? It started rolling over even sooner. They started pushing it down on Thursday of last week. Is that Thursday? Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so that was Friday, and that was Monday. Yeah, so that makes sense. It's matching up. All right. From there, we drift over. Oh, you know what we'll do is might as well just do this. We're going to, unless you want to see something, we're going to go push right to the stock indices. Right there. There's the stock indices. They're lifting up. They're well off that low of, what was that low there? And they're open. The triple witching is just happening right now. And looks like they lifted it up a little bit, but nothing major. It was at the low was 56. They went down to 56. And now they're trading at 84. So they're 28 handles higher. Hit 86, and then we can say they're 30 handles higher. Come on. Hit it. Hit it. Get it. Get it. Go, go, go. Looks like it's trying. There it is. So it made 86 from 56. All right, so it made 30 points up. So that was the triple witch inside there. And they usually have a good idea 15 minutes beforehand. So does that match up at 15 minutes of? 15 minutes after? No, that's a half hour right there. And so the market's open. Let me go just take a look at what the S&P did if they moved it. What's their closing price on the The contract's closed now. They're closed. So they open them up for a minute. Right there. And so they're settling it. That's what it is. Look at that. So the settlement is 39.57. So the triple witch knocked it down. That's what it was. Okay. Interesting. But then, what's the low today? The low today is 23. 39.23, whereas the June contract, it's 56. Interesting that it found the low of the June contract. All right, we're going to get rid of that. That's gone. That's history. It doesn't exist anymore. Gone. Alrighty. Well, traders, that is the action we've seen. It is Friday. Now we can start to trade. You can see it's bouncing around in the 80s. Timothy looks like stayed in the buy throughout most of all the webinar and then some. So this is 15:30. There's an hour and 15 minutes in a 15-minute buy. Still holding up. Went into the buy here, right there, for that nice little jump. And now we are in the sell there, and it's not working whatsoever. It's playing around with trying to get back into the buy. This is in the buy. I would not be trying to short it. So, anyhow, all right. This is Doc from North America saying happy trails to you until we meet again, which will be Monday. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Thank you guys and gals for communicating and just throwing ideas out there. Really appreciate it. Have a safe and smart weekend. Over and out.